world leader vanishes from public view for nearly a week during an active war. Then a video drops. He's ordering coffee, cracking jokes, completely relaxed. But instead of killing the speculation, the video made everything worse. March 2026, the Middle East is on fire. After the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes on Iran on February 28th, the region entered a conflict unlike anything it had seen in decades. Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed in those strikes. Iran retaliated immediately, hitting Israeli cities, U.S. military bases across the Gulf, threatening further escalation. Over 2,000 people had already lost their lives. And right in the middle of all this chaos, one question started trending across social media in multiple languages, all at once. Where is Benjamin Netanyahu? Here's what made that question feel legitimate, rather than just noise. For nearly a week, Netanyahu had not appeared in any verifiable, independently captured setting. No press conferences with live journalists in the room, no unscheduled appearances, no candid footage from anyone outside his own inner circle. Every single video released came directly through his own office. Now, in normal times, that's standard practice for any head of state. Security protocols exist for good reason. But these weren't normal times. This was an active war, and Iran had publicly stated it was targeting Israeli leadership specifically. So when Netanyahu appeared via video link on March 12th for his first press conference since the war began,
days that will be written in the annals of Israel. In Operation Roaring Lion, our war is going and intensifying.
People watched very carefully. He addressed the nation, issued warnings toward Iran's new leadership, defended Israeli military operations. But within hours of that footage going public, social media users started zooming into his hands, and they claimed to count 6 fingers on one of them. Stay with me here, because this is where it gets genuinely interesting. The 6 fingers claim isn't random. It's actually one of the most well-known tells people look for when spotting AI-generated video. Even at advanced levels, artificial intelligence has historically struggled to render human hands correctly. Extra fingers, fused digits, unnatural proportions. These are classic markers of digitally generated content. Was this video actually AI? Almost certainly not. Video compression, camera angles, and low-resolution footage can easily distort how hands appear on screen. Experts said so clearly, but the claim spread anyway, and it spread fast. Iran's Revolutionary Guards released an official statement, and this part matters. They said, "If this child-killing criminal is alive, we will continue to pursue and kill him with full force." Read that again. That statement was doing 2 things simultaneously. It was a military threat, but it was also amplifying the idea that Netanyahu might not actually be alive, feeding the exact rumor it was referencing. Then Candace Owens, with millions of followers, posted to X, "Where's Bibi?" asking why his office appeared to be releasing and deleting videos, asking why there was, in her words, mass panic at the White House. The rumor had now jumped from fringe speculation into mainstream political commentary. Netanyahu's office responded with 4 words: "The Prime Minister is fine." No press statement, no verifiable detail, just 4 words. And that silence kept the story alive. So on March 15th, Netanyahu's team made a move. They released a video of him at the Sataf Cafe in the Jerusalem Hills, casual setting, ordering coffee. His aide asks him off camera about the death rumors circulating online.
מה שאלת אותי? ראש הממשלה אומרים ברשת שאתה בכלל מת? אני מת על קפה, אתה יודע מה? אני מת על העם שלי. איך הם מתנהגים, פנטסטי.
Netanyahu responds with a pun. In Hebrew, the word for dead is used the same way English speakers say, "I'm dying for a coffee."
I'm dying for coffee. You know what? I love my people. The way they behave is fantastic. Do you want to count the number of my fingers? To go out to get some fresh air, but near a protected space.
He looks straight at the camera. "I am dead for coffee." Then he raises both hands toward the lens and invites viewers to count his fingers. Disarming. A little funny? A direct shot at every claim circulating online. Reuters independently verified the video's location by cross-referencing interior details in the footage against existing file imagery of the cafe. The cafe itself posted photos and videos of the visit that same day. Multiple sources confirmed he was physically present. By every journalistic standard, the video was real. And yet, within hours of the coffee video going live, users on X started tagging Grok, the AI chatbot built into the platform, asking it to analyze the clip. Grok called it AI generated. When pressed further, Grok reportedly stated it was 100% sure the video was an advanced deepfake, arguing that a scenario where Netanyahu casually discusses Iran and Lebanon operations at a public cafe had never been reported anywhere and therefore appeared fictional. Here is the critical flaw in that reasoning. Grok was using the unusualness of the scenario as evidence that the scenario never happened. But the entire point of the video was that it was unusual. A world leader stepping outside during wartime specifically to mock conspiracy theories. That's not deepfake behavior. That's a communications team doing damage control in real time. AI chatbots are not video forensics tools. They don't analyze pixel data or file metadata. They pattern match based on text context and the framing of questions being asked. When thousands of users flood a chatbot asking, "Is this fake?" with suspicious framing baked into the question, the model absorbs that framing. Grok's verdict spread further than the original debunking ever did. Users were now sharing the chatbot's response as hard evidence. The correction barely registered. This is the modern information crisis, playing out in real time in the middle of an actual war. And one more detail kept the fire burning. Netanyahu's son, Yair, who has roughly 284,000 followers on X and posts constantly, had gone completely silent since March 9th. No posts, no reposts, nothing. For most people, a social media break means absolutely nothing. But in this context, it was gasoline. Netanyahu's office wasn't helping matters. No detailed scheduling updates, no independent media access to accompany the prime minister publicly. Every visual was curated, controlled, released through official channels. From a security standpoint during wartime, completely understandable. From a communication standpoint, it left a vacuum, and vacuums always get filled. A second video dropped on March 16th, Netanyahu interacting with residents in the Jerusalem hills. 90 seconds. More ambient, more natural, significantly harder to dismiss. Then on March 17th, Israel's ambassador to India, Reuven Azar, stood in front of reporters in New Delhi and made the clearest official statement yet. Prime Minister Netanyahu is alive. I saw him when I was in Israel more than once. The video at the cafe is not AI fabricated. A lot of disinformation is being spread. He went further, accusing Iran and its allies of running a deliberate disinformation campaign designed to sow confusion about Israeli leadership mid-conflict. That framing matters, because this was no longer just a social media drama. A senior diplomat was now calling it a coordinated information operation. Now, step back and look at the full picture. Reuters verified the cafe video. The cafe confirmed the visit independently. Israel's ambassador vouched for it personally. Every credible outlet that investigated the claim found zero evidence Netanyahu had been harmed. And still, millions of people weren't sure. That gap between what's verified and what people believe, that's the real story here. What you watched unfold is something that will define how conflicts are fought in the coming decades. Not just on battlefields, on screens, in comment sections, through chatbot responses and viral clips and forward statements that leave too much unsaid. Iranian state media amplified a rumor. Fringe accounts picked it up. A mainstream commentator with millions of followers gave it reach. An AI chatbot misread the situation and its response went more viral than any correction. And at the center of all of it, a 76-year-old prime minister holding both hands up at a cafe camera, trying to prove to the world that he exists. The war between Israel and Iran is real. The casualties are real. The stakes are real. But layered on top of the physical conflict is a second war, fought entirely through video clips, AI tools, and the speed of a retweet. And unlike missiles, there's no defense system built for this one yet. Netanyahu, by every verified account, is alive. But the fact that millions genuinely weren't sure, That tells you something important about the world we're living in right now. If you want more breakdowns of what's actually happening in this conflict, the verified facts, the disinformation campaigns, and the geopolitics underneath all of it, subscribe. We cover it straight, no agenda. New video dropping soon.